Alright, so I'm on day 3 of what has turned out to be a taper instead of a full on detox. Um, I did 15 milligrams of Oxy today. My usual dose is 50. So I don't feel. The RLS has subsided a tiny bit. It's like manageable. I can deal with it. I'm super depressed. Crying 1 second, super angry the next. I just keep trying to focus on, the stuff that I would do if I were sober, like cleaning the house, vacuuming. Um, I washed my sheets because they needed it. I'm gonna make myself shower. I'm gonna brush my teeth. They probably need it too. Um, but boy, it is hard. It is. Yeah, okay, so this detox is definitely not as bad as the Suboxone detox was. With Suboxone, I was sick for, oh my god, like 20 days. It was horrendous. But, so, yeah, I'm really depressed, and that's okay. It's to be expected. Um, the sleep meds always make me depressed. Whatever. Um, Also, there's anxiety, of course. I live in Colorado, so I think I'm gonna go buy some weed. Although, when I smoked weed last night, it really made me more OCD than I normally am. So I never know how weed is gonna affect me, and with all these changes going on in my brain, it's a little unpredictable. But I have found that microdosing Xanax with weed really helps with depression. So that's like zero point 0.1 of Xanax, maybe 0.25, with like one hit of weed. For me, because my tolerance is, uh, I don't have a tolerance for those things. Um, I just keep trying to remind myself that nothing on the outside, like the world isn't crashing down. This is an internal problem and it will be resolved. And I'm not really beating myself up about the fact that I did Oxy today. You know, it. I still am in withdrawal. I still have super bad neuropathy. Like that's the fucking worst. Um, so whatever. I got off Suboxone on July 17th last year, so I'd really like to be off of everything by July 17th this year. Um, I think that I should be able to do that because that's still a few days away, and I think that if I continue with this very very difficult fast taper, that it's feasible and can happen. The depression though, it's like, man, I just miss when I didn't have anhedonia. Like I miss when I would get excited about doing even the smallest things, right? Like, man, I used to get excited about vacuuming. Oh, I'm gonna vacuum the house, that's fun. Oh, I'm gonna cook something for myself, that's fun. Oh, I'm gonna water the garden, that's fun. And now, as all of you know who have been through this, it's like, you know, you can't let yourself sit down on the couch and think about the stuff that you have to do because you'll be there all day. So, I'm trying to move my body because I know if I move my body, the mind will follow. I feel like I have energy. I could probably go exercise. So I might make myself do that. But it's just like I want something that's gonna help me immediately, right? Like that's what I've gotten used to. I've gotten used to managing my emotions with drugs. And yeah, I'm still managing them with other drugs now, but I don't really care because, well, I don't want to kill myself. So, it's harm reduction. And, I just keep reminding myself that no, this is normal. It'll pass. Just do what you can do. Be okay with it. Be okay with the fact that you are depressed. it could be worse for sure. Although those things don't really ever comfort me. Oh, it could be worse. Well, you're going through opiate withdrawal. Well, you could have AIDS. Like, yeah, I get it. Everything could always be worse, and there are people who have things worse. But I just kind of feel that, like, everybody's pain they are entitled to, and it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if you're addicted to porn or whatever. It's like, it's all relative. So we all have our struggles, and it's all the same. And so I also wanted to share, I know a lot of people who watch this video have or these videos talk to me about how they have anxiety, and anxiety isn't really something I struggle with, but that's because I have a lot of natural supplements that help it. So I'm going to show you what they are right now, because if you're needing help from anxiety, these things are really helpful. Oh, I stood up too fast and I got really fucking dizzy. Okay. So, it's not very bright in here, but number 1. Okay. Holy Basil Leaf by Gaia. You have to get the brand by Gaia because they are the best. It's the strongest. I feel immediate relief from anxiety by taking 1 to 2 capsules. This can also help with insomnia. But for those of you who have really severe anxiety, you can take one of these during the day and it will level you out. Very helpful. Okay. You know, I've talked about chamomile in my other videos. Fucking chamomile. Well, here's some chamomile. It is not as strong as holy basil. I don't drink the tea. This is stronger. 350 milligrams in 1 capsule. Depending, you gotta play with it and figure out how much to take for yourself. I'm not even gonna talk about those other ones because these are more important. This is amazing, okay? L-theanine. 125 milligram capsules. They also make lozenges. This is excellent to use during the day for anxiety. 125 milligrams will do it. Also, you can take it for insomnia. Well, for insomnia, when I'm out of withdrawal, I usually take a handful of a combination of everything that I'm talking to you about right now. So, anyway. Also, lithium orotate. This is not the same lithium that they give people with psychotic disorders. It's a different form. It's a very low dose. It lowers the glutamate levels in your brain. It definitely helps with OCD. Now, I try not to use it that much because it also affects dopamine levels. It can lower them, which is nothing that we want. So, you know, choose what's going to be better. If you're having super obsessive thoughts and you don't mind being a little depressed, okay, take this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the lithium orotate, I order it from seekinghealth.com, is really, really, really helpful. So, Formagaba. It's just also lowers glutamate levels in your brain. If I'm feeling anxious, I'll put 2 of these under my tongue. They're chewable, and it helps. Like, these are all very sedating. I would not take all of them at the same time unless you are having a panic attack or you're trying to go to bed and you have insomnia and you're out of withdrawal. If you're in withdrawal, this shit, it might take the edge off, but chances are probably not. Alright, I know that you all know passion flower. Again, sedating. You gotta play around with this stuff. Passion flower kind of makes me depressed, so I don't really use it. Tart cherry is very good to help you relax. I take it at night and during the day. It does not seem to have any other side effects in regards to mood, so that's good. Now, this is a new one that I have been experimenting with. Definitely read up on this because it can be kind of dangerous and sedate you too much. It's lobelia. It actually has, I don't remember what it's called, but if you're trying to quit smoking and you take lobelia, it will bind to like the same nicotine receptors in your brain or something that cigarettes do. But it's also very sedating. So they come in capsules. This is 50 milligrams. I usually open the capsule and take about 20 milligrams, if that, because it will definitely lower your blood pressure, which can be good if you're in withdrawal. So these are all natural things to do if you don't want to go for like the benzos or, the pharmaceuticals. Also, the severe sugar craving when you're in withdrawal, I don't even eat sugar or candy, but in the last 2 days, like, I've been eating Laffy Taffy like crazy. But okay, like one a day, 2 the day before, 1 yesterday. But yesterday I tried supplementing with L-glutamine. So L-glutamine is really good for alcoholics and drug addicts because usually we have an imbalance in our body's ability to regulate blood sugar. L-glutamine not only heals leaky gut, which can be the source of a lot of autoimmune issues, which I also have, but it balances blood sugar. So these capsules, you can get it in powder form too. Oh, it also helps build muscle mass, but I mean, I don't take it for that. So 1,000 milligrams, 1 gram. I take 1 to 3 grams per day between meals on an empty stomach. Severely decreases sugar craving. It's amazing. I know that you all have heard of 5-HTP. 5-HTP is more for depression because it is a precursor to serotonin. You cannot take this with SSRIs. You cannot take this with trazodone because you don't want to have serotonin syndrome. I have found that this helps until it doesn't. So for my depression, it has helped, but then it started making me angry. And when I was on Prozac when I was 18, that's the only antidepressant I've ever been on, the same thing happened. It helped, and then I started to get really aggravated, which probably means that my body was making too much serotonin. And I will let you know that when I was in rehab, they tested my serotonin levels, and they were super low. So the opiates, specifically Suboxone, had decreased my serotonin. So that was helpful. Every time I leave the house, when I'm in withdrawal or tapering, I have this, which is in each one of those little compartments, there is a few of everything that I have told you about, plus gabapentin and plus Xanax. But I always like to go for the natural stuff first to see if that works. If it doesn't, I have the Xanax as a last resort. So I don't leave home without this when I'm trying to get off of opiates. And it really helps because, you never know how you're going to feel. You're going to be up, you're going to be down, you're going to be obsessive, you're going to have so much rage, and it's quite maddening. Also, you guys were asking about the CBD. Oh, wait, no, this is so important. Quinine really helps restless leg. As you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but the bottle's almost empty, so I use this a lot. You got to be careful with it because it can cause heart palpitations. I don't care. I take it. So I think they recommend one dropper full 3 times a day. Like, I'll do 3 at once. CBD, this is the best brand, CBD. It's Charlotte's Web. These are the guys that test all of their products to make sure they are absolutely free of pesticides. And this is the brand where there was like that little girl with seizures, and it really helped her, blah, blah, blah. Everyday Plus in olive oil. I like the taste of CBD. This really sedates me, but it also kind of makes me a little bit depressed. But if you are dealing with anxiety, I would definitely recommend it. So I hope those things are helpful.